Chad Moyer with you, and it's time for another highlight, another spotlight of the JanFest online farm show exhibitors that we have with us here online at KTICradio.com. And Agrivision Equipment there in Pender, Nebraska is exhibiting at the JanFest Farm Show. Matt Heineman is joining us here today. He's the location manager there in Pender. Matt, just a couple of thoughts on how the equipment is moving here as we come off a pretty active harvest and here in the winter. What is the equipment situation in Northeast Nebraska?
Yes, thanks, Chad. Good to be with you. We noticed a strong end to 2020, despite all of the things that happened in 2020. We had some good momentum towards the end of the year, and used equipment is moving quite quickly. I don't know if you've driven past our lot lately, but it's hard to keep inventory on the lot. It's moving so quickly. So a lot of good positive signs, and we're happy to see it.
And that's one of the things, even though the lot might look a little empty, the network of Agrivision is big enough. If you're looking for something, you guys can help them out, right?
Absolutely. With us being part of 17 stores, the territory that we cover anymore is quite large. And so there's not just our lot to choose from, basically. There's 16 other lots to choose from. And for the most part, we combine those locations and we do have good, strong availability. But like I said, good inventory is moving quickly.
All right, we'll keep that in mind. Well, let's talk a little bit about, like we said, it was coming off a very active 2020, harvest-wise. Important to get those S-Series combines in and just get them squared away and make sure that any repairs that have to be made, let's get those done right away, huh?
Absolutely, Chad. We run an inspection program every year, and it's a very successful program. I think our operators that utilize it would argue the same way. But yeah, we are running an S-Series combine inspection program. We still are in what's called the phase 1 of that program, and that runs through the end of this month, January. And that program, basically, you sign up on that program, you're going to receive 10% off of your parts and labor, and then you're also going to qualify for 2 free header inspections. And that doesn't mean we have to have it done in January. It just means you need to be signed up by January, because obviously we can't get them all done at the same time. But there's some good savings there, and head inspections, we feel that's an important one, because a lot of times heads don't get a lot of attention. The combine gets through the shop every year, but our heads don't. And we have some very good success stories with guys that have started doing that with us, and really diminished their downtime when it's time to be combined. So,
yep. Well, that's on those S-Series combines, Matt. What about some of those, in obviously a more modern combine, but what about some of those older ones, though, that are still new enough to do a good job out in the field?
Absolutely, Chad. Yeah, we realize not everybody has an S-Series combine. That's okay. There's a lot of SDS machines out there, a lot of older tractors still doing the job we want them to do. Sometimes we refer to them as legacy models around here, but it's not a shot at what they can or can't do. But we do run a little bit different program for those. We still have discounts in place for the parts and service. At a bare minimum, you're going to receive some discounts there, but we're running what's called a scratch off ticket chance. And that basically, I'm going to look at my notes here quickly, but there's a chance to get you can get 25% off the total invoice, 50%, 100. There is a 100% one in there too. So if you like doing scratch off tickets, you got a chance to get even more discounts than what the base discount is, which is 10 and 10 also on those.
All right. Very good. One other thing we want to hit on too, and we're not that far away from spring planting. I mean, we're just, it just comes up so fast. What about getting planters prepared and ready to go for spring?
Absolutely, Chad. Yeah, you're right. I mean, time flies, doesn't it? Here we are. It's January 2021. We're 90 days out from planting season. So absolutely, we want our customers to take the time to take a look at their planters, see what they need, and try to get things ready to go before the time is time to plant. So we run a program called Pick 3 What it is it's basically, let's take, for example, your Truby openers, maybe a seed disc, maybe a gauge wheel assembly or something like that. If you purchase items from 3 different categories, we're going to give you 15% off on those purchases to try to help out a little bit there and incentivize you to make sure you get out there and look at those planters.
All right, very good. We've talked about used equipment. We've talked about inspection programs. One other thing, and I want you to kind of highlight this too. I was saying, kind of tongue in cheek, that Agrivision equipment there in Pender, the steel capital of Northeast Nebraska. Just can't forget about that, can we?
Absolutely not. Yeah. The steel for us has been a great addition. We added the steel line probably about 6 to 7 years ago, and some really good high quality product. Really happy with those products, and a lot of our customers I know have utilized. If you're not running a chainsaw, you're running a weed whacker or leaf blower or something, and well, we've got all those here, and it's a really good product. And my service guy that services those, I put him up against anybody on steel. He's darn good. So we will support you too.
Absolutely. Very important on that too. So I guess, Matt, just as we kind of wrap up here, again, kind of looking at a busy 2021 season right in front of us. What do you want to make sure folks remember about Agrivision here this spring?
Well, as always, we're interested in being your partner, and we will do anything we can to help you and your operation be successful. If you're successful, we're successful, and that's what we want. And you have to remember, it doesn't really matter. I guess, we went through a merger here 2 years ago. It doesn't really matter the name. It's still us, the employees that work here, and we're still very much interested in being a partner with our customers, and that's a goal of ours that we talk about daily. So.
Very good. Very well said. Thank you, Matt. Again, that's Matt Heineman. He's the location manager for Agrivision Equipment in Pender, and they are exhibiting at this year's JanFest online farm show online at kticradio.com. I'm Chad Moyer reporting.